Welcome to the second episode of my newest series, Weight Loss Chronicles. I'm teaching teenagers and young men how to actually lose weight and change their physiques. And today we're going to be talking about a very overlooked point in weight loss and dieting, how to actually stay consistent with your diet. Now, I'm going to be touching upon something that is very controversial in the fitness space and a topic that many people agree or disagree with. So let's get right into it. So what does it actually take to stay consistent with your diet? Well, I think the number one part of actually staying consistent with your diet is you want to make sure you enjoy it. So enjoy your diet. That's the first point. Right? And of course, weight loss is not an enjoyable process whatsoever. You're obviously going to have hunger cravings and you're going to starve yourself a lot of the time. And you're going to have to do a lot of exercise in order to actually put down that weight. But think of it like this. If it's already that hard and you're eating foods that you don't enjoy, how much harder is it going to be? You want to make sure that even though it's a hard and difficult process, you want to make sure you're eating foods that you enjoy. For example, the traditional diet of chicken, broccoli, and rice, I enjoy. I enjoy that diet. I know how to season my food, so I enjoy it. A lot of people might not enjoy it. So you need to pick out what is best for you. What foods do you enjoy the most that fit within your calorie deficit? Now, you want to make sure that in order to do that, you are still properly tracking your macros every single day. If you properly track your macros, you can squeeze in a little bit of those foods that may not be traditionally associated with weight loss, but you can still enjoy those if you're properly tracking your macros. Let me give you an example. I love Oreos. Oreos are one of my favorite snacks ever. And about 2 to 3 cookies are 140 calories. If I, on a specific day, want to eat some Oreos, I will switch out, for example, eggs, which are high in fat, for some Greek yogurt, which is low in fat, and squeeze in some space for those Oreos. If you do that, instead of just having one massive cheat day, then it'll be much easier for you to stay consistent. Enjoy your diet. Squeeze in foods that you enjoy. There's room for it if you properly track your macros. But you shouldn't do this every day. And the second point that I'm going to talk about in this video is an essential if you want to lose weight. The foods that you enjoy, the low-calorie foods, switch them out for low-calorie options. Low-calorie options. Well, let me talk about that. I love ice cream. I'm talking about foods that I like in this video, and I'm still losing weight. I love ice cream. But since I am losing weight, I can't eat a lot of those traditional ice creams that have a lot of calories in them. So I buy these little Greek yogurt popsicle bars, which are like 180 calories each. And they come in various flavors. Chocolate mint, cookies and cream, chocolate fudge. It's amazing. And it's only 80 to 100 calories, and it has more protein than fat. That's a low-calorie option. Instead of eating a regular cookie, I'll eat a protein cookie. Instead of eating regular chips, I'll eat some protein chips. Instead of eating, like I said, ice cream, I'll eat protein ice cream. And if it's tasty and a healthier low-calorie option, it'll be much easier to eat those foods and stay consistent with your diet as opposed to only eating chicken, broccoli, and rice if you don't enjoy it. And then you're going to have one massive cheat day and you're going to set yourself back 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Avoid cheat days. If you want to enjoy the foods you like, track your macros, find low-calorie options that are better or as good as your foods that you enjoy, and be balanced. Have balance. It's all about balance. If you go all or nothing, it's going to take away that enjoyment part of your diet. If you don't enjoy it, you're not going to stay consistent with it. And the third point I want to talk in this video is don't be afraid to fail. So don't fear failure. Now, what does that mean? Well, hunger cravings are basically a non-negotiable. They happen whenever you're dieting. And your hunger cravings are the biggest tool to test your discipline. You must resist those hunger cravings, but you're not going to be perfect. You're going to fail. You're not going to always reject those cravings, and you might give in sometimes. But just because you give in, and this is a mistake that I made, doesn't mean you go all out. Maybe I'll give this a better example. If some water slips through the crack of the dam, don't just open the whole dam. Make sure that if you do fail and you set yourself back a little bit, you don't go all out. If you succumb to 2 cookies, don't eat the entire box. Don't do that. You ate 2 cookies, whatever. You failed, you made a mistake. How can we go from here? If you beat yourself up and if you're too hard on yourself, you're going to quit. It's all about the right mindset. Always think, okay, I failed, I made a mistake. Now, how can I get back on the right track with my diet? Guys, it's all about enjoyment. The process in and of itself is not fun. That doesn't mean you can't sprinkle in some enjoyment on some aspects of the process. And your diet is the biggest component of that. Enjoy your diet and you can stay consistent with it. Now, these are the 3 main points I wanted to talk about in this video. Of course, enjoy your diet, find low-calorie options for the foods you enjoy, and of course, if you ever mess up on your diet, don't go all out and try and get back on the right track as soon as possible. Like I said in my earlier video, weight loss is a complicated process. It's a slow process. You want to be aiming for losing 1 to 2 pounds per week. And if you need any help whatsoever, I'm here. I'm going to be posting many more videos in this series telling you how to lose weight, how to actually achieve the results that you want to achieve, especially if you're a young man and a teenager. I know it's a very hard and complicated process, especially with your hormones changing and everything. So feel free to leave a like, comment, and tell me if you enjoyed this video or not, and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.